Massenomics. Welcome to Massenomics, the world's strongest podcast. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Massenomics. Make sure you go visit Massenomics.com. There you'll find the rest of our powerful content. While you're there, check out our store and buy yourself some of that sweet Massenomics gear. Of the Massenomics frat house.
Good. That's what people want to know.
We are here in the Massenomics studio, the Dungeness studio. We're here on a fine Sunday evening. I'm gonna start over. I hated that.
No, leave it now.
Yeah, fuck it. So anyway, we're here. We have some sad news in the world of Massenomics. Our go-to keg place is no more, as Tommy's gotten all domesticated.
Well, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still definitely there.
Can we still use it?
I would actually make the argument it can accommodate people better than ever now.
It's a little bit cleaner. And
I opened up a whole other stall in my garage. Could probably get 50 more people in there.
So depending on what I cut out in the beginning of this, the Massenomics frat house is technically no more, and now it's just domesticated Tommy's house.
Just a regular people house now.
Just a regular old people house.
I don't think that's anything too crazy.
No more like lawn full of beer cans and keg cups and empty kegs while people are going to church across the street.
Yeah, that's probably best for everyone. But the one thing I have found through 3 days of moving and cleaning is that, one, a house can hold an unbelievable amount of shit. Just like, you wouldn't believe what you'll find once you start moving stuff. Even like, 3 short years, like what can turn up. It's just stupid amounts. And the other one is just being bent over or like on your knees or squatting down all day has given me the worst knee pain of my entire life. Like, no, I've never, just like my knees are achy, like they hurt. And it's just from like cleaning cabinets and bending over and squatting down and doing stuff and holding it all day long has put me in a terrible place.
Did you you stayed there, they moved out. Why are you doing why are you having to do all this work?
Well, it's more like they moved out, but it's,
you're the one that's still
I'm the one that's got to live there, so it's got to be. I want to do it really nice, so it's getting cleaned.
Coming up in the world.
What are you going to do with all those spare rooms?
Well, I've already moved my computer out of my bedroom. It was the birthplace of the Massenomics logo and some other cool stuff. So hopefully moving it down to the office, the feng shui, and the creative juices will go with it, and we can keep some good stuff going there. But it is nice having like having separate rooms. Not having your bedroom also be your like workstation and where you keep every belonging you own. So, little things like that. The fridge is clean. Just the basics.
So, but it is kind of the end of an era.
It definitely is a little bit of an end of an era.
Right.
But maybe it could be the beginning of a new one where I get stronger and more focused than ever before.
You sleep better.
You
don't have 3 dudes party until 5 in the morning.
Yeah, sleep better. Eat better. I don't know. Just do everything better.
Now we went over to the guy's new place last night, much less capable of facilitating kegs. So,
So is yours still going to be kind of the keg one, or
how's that going to work, Tommy?
Well,
now you got to negotiate that with
an
unwilling party.
I don't know. Well, Ryan has a graduation party coming up. That'll be at my house.
Yeah.
We'll see after that. I don't know.
Yeah, because before it's like, well, maybe everything wasn't perfectly clean all the time. So if you have a party, it's like...
It's just like, there's just a little dirt on that dirt.
Yeah, but now it's like, well, I got it pretty clean. Like, do I want 30 people over? Or?
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think it's I know for a fact it's not just the end of everything. It's not like,
Tommy's
I'm quit having
not
fun.
done partying.
It's not like I'm going to quit having fun. It's just that it's just going to be... just better.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Just better.
I just kind of am gonna miss the name, the Massenomics frat house.
Yeah.
Though, like that has a really funny ring to it.
It was really
the Massenomics apartment doesn't have as good of a vibe.
Going into the summer and fall, it was really hitting its stride too. I felt like getting the Massenomics members together.
Like your other roommates that weren't necessarily heavily involved in the Massenomics, they got to expand their friendship
like
pretty
honorary
heavily.
members of
Yeah, they're still on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they moved out and you still had to work all weekend on it. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, I mean, it was they did what they needed to get their stuff out, but just
Tommy and his fucking hydrants.
I know. I like things clean. Can't help it.
So what's next? You're getting married what, next week or kids?
No.
All of it?
Don't need to rush that.
A wise friend of mine, he told me this one time. I've heard him say it a couple times, but whatever number of kids you have now, that's the exact right number to
stop at.
That's the perfect number.
The number right now is right.
And that man was Tyler.
That was me, actually. I don't know that I may have, but I don't think I did because I'm not that smart or funny. But it's definitely true. We have enough food eaters and fucking gas consumers, and you don't got to bring any more kids. I don't. You don't need to.
We've hit peak everything.
Yeah, we're good. Speaking of partying, exceptional segue. We have a little bit of an article coming out. It should be this week, right?
Yeah, it should be. You'll be listening to this on Monday, and it should pop out tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow will be one of our Ask the Professor series, where basically...
Say ask or ask the professor?
All of them. All of it.
Ass man.
This one was on basically binge drinking versus spreading it out throughout the week. And I don't want to give away all the science that Austin drops, but you'll want to make sure you check that one out. Fundamentally, the question is, are you better off drinking 2 beers a night, 7 nights a week, or just holding off and drinking 14 on Saturday?
What if you do 14 on Saturday and 14 on Sunday?
And 14 on Friday?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
There's a lot of different scenarios here.
When I was coming up with those types of things, too, I found out that, like, all of the questions that I was writing towards Austin on those was like, all like, even with the food, it was like, so am I better off just eating like a fatty kind of all week, or just going fucking crazy on Saturday, or and then there was an awful lot of drinking questions. So
It's usually
a lot
where it
of
gets
people
back
have
to.
those questions, though. Everyone wants to know that stuff.
what's your policy, Tommy? Are you just a like, do you ever have like 3 beers on a weeknight?
No.
I don't.
Well, the only time I ever will is we usually go through. It's in stages, but pretty regularly Thursday night is wing night, and usually with that goes anywhere from 2 to 4 beers. You know, just while you're eating. Otherwise, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, it's been a long day and like need to crack a beer when I get home. Like,
Right.
that's I've never understood that concept. Like, I get if like there's people around, you want to like socialize and have a drink, but I've never been one to like be like, oh, I really need to just release some stress. Let me crack this beer right here.
Right.
So that's not something I've ever had. I guess a thing.
Oh,
I've done.
no. I treat that in a similar way, and I think the whole lifting thing comes into play where and nutrition, you know, you don't. I might. That's not if I'm gonna take in some crappy stuff in a given weekday. Like a couple beers, probably, I could serve those calories elsewhere.
Yeah.
And get something I'd rather have.
Like half of a pizza.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's what I mean. It's like I eat half a pizza. Do I need a couple beers too? Or
Yeah,
you know,
I'm already full.
Yeah. So, but I would rather save it for drinking more at once. Usually,
Yeah.
you know, I make something out of it.
You
Well,
know,
that's-
like, so you can't remember anything.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
You know,
do it.
you ruin most of your healthy relationships with family and friends.
You know, like you're supposed to be doing.
I'm the same way. I never come home and have a beer. So I always have 20. No, so I won't drink for 7, 10, 14 days, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm just going to really, really do it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna half-ass this stuff.
No, nope. I'm an adult. Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that I'll have 1 or 2 beers at home. I'd just rather not. Plus,
Right.
it takes a lot of effort for me to drink like the amount of water that I need to drink in a day.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of adding calories, though, I have just been on a crazy like going on a couple months now, like ice cream has just been my thing. Like
See, I'd rather have that. Like at night, I feel like I'm gonna need.
I think it's just to the point where after you do it long enough, it like your body accepts it as routine, and you just expect it because it just turns into like, I need Dairy Queen tonight. Like
I think that's diabetes.
the beatus.
But that and Ben and Jerry's, like it's just been my thing lately. I have to have it.
We actually were gonna intervene because you've been getting pretty fat.
I have been really actually, I was looking because I weigh myself almost every day, and it was like a week ago. It was like the lightest I had been in like 3 or 4 months. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I feel like I've been eating a lot too, but it was probably just a downtime.
Yeah,
I had the opposite. I've cut my calories quite a bit the last month or so, and nothing really changed on this. I didn't get any lighter or anything like that, but went and drank in Mexico. So probably like 180 beers that week, and then came back and I was like pretty thrilled that I still weighed. I was like 293, 294. I was like, oh no shit, great! I didn't fuck anything up.
Yeah.
And then like one day at home, the next morning, I get on the scale. It's like 301. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So
rehydrating.
I guess
maybe.
probably.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've been back over 300 pounds in like a long time.
Would you say you're finally a man again?
I'm gonna guess it's just because I'm getting so huge and jacked, and not because I'm getting fat.
Because you're on that good American food now.
Yeah, stuff that stays in you a little bit longer. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I don't know what else, guys.
Have you guys? So this is something I've been studying a little bit lately, and this is the deadlift of Yuri Belkin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but
yeah.
I feel like I've never really seen, like, after I saw him do a sumo deadlift.
Where do I find this at?
After seeing him do a sumo deadlift,
like I feel
you feel like no one in the world else does
but that
a
was
sumo
the first
deadlift,
time
right?
I saw it, and I was like, that is how it's supposed to look. Like, everyone
Yeah.
else has just been like, yeah, they're doing a sumo deadlift, but once I saw him doing it, it's like, that is how that's supposed to look. It is absolutely perfect, and there's nothing you can change about it.
Here's a video of him deadlifting at a rock concert.
Is that what that was?
That's what it looks.
That's how they do it in Russia.
Deadlifting main stage on at a rock concert.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and do this, but I might regret it.
Isn't it there like they have a band playing at this powerlifting meet?
Like there's fog.
There's a
machines.
live band, and I think he's going. What he weighs 220, and this is 921, which is like just an insane.
And he keeps the most vertical.
Yes,
torso.
that's what I'm saying. Everything about it is perfect. I don't know. Someone could probably tell.
I mean,
what could be
he
changed
certainly
about it.
chalks up for a really long time. Maybe that's the key.
That probably is what I'm doing. Wrong.
I'd chalk up for a really long time before 921. I'd make a pretty hell of a production out of it if I was doing it on stage at a rock concert.
I would too, but that would only be because as soon as I grab the bar, it's going to get real embarrassing.
Look at his legs.
His legs are fucking huge.
Yeah,
They're thick.
So he's at 223 pounds body weight.
Yep.
Yeah, like he's standing straight, his body straight up.
And those knees lock out like perfectly.
That's crazy.
It doesn't.
And I think, from what I understand, this is like only going up.
Yeah. Do you follow? I follow him.
Yeah,
now.
I follow him on Instagram.
So he like almost doesn't have to do changes like hip angle
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
if
He
you
just
go back
squeezes
to,
that
go back
fucker
to
up.
his Instagram page that you're on, and he has a video of him in training. I think it was like a week or so ago, and the video shot more from behind, and he's almost completely upright. He just locks out his knees, and the lift is done.
Yeah.
That first one right there.
Is he? How tall is he? Do you suppose?
He's not very tall, because I know Dan Green isn't very tall, and he's shorter than Dan Green.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. Is that because like I am in a very different
But now look
position
at,
when I swim.
yeah, just look at this though. The way he can get it, like, there's definitely some mobility that he's.
It doesn't hardly make sense.
And I think that's like 920 or
440.
940. I think
That's crazy. So once the slack comes out of the bar,
he just
there's
squeezes his knees through.
There is not a lot of movement.
And the other thing is
that's 970.
970. Yeah, which
Jesus.
Is just, and he doesn't wear a belt either.
I was gonna say he's not even wearing a belt.
Because from what I've read, he says it just gets in his way.
Well, he's already he's vertical.
Yeah,
like
like,
it doesn't even make sense. Like anyone that's has a harder time getting in that position. It's hard to even fathom how he does do that.
And I've read things of people saying he has really long arms, but I wouldn't say maybe it's because he has a pretty large upper body.
I don't know,
so
dude.
that-
His hands are almost like.
But he
the
also
bar
has-
is only like 3 inches above his kneecap.
Yeah, he also does have, for being a shorter guy, he has a very wide sumo. I mean, he's out to the dumbbell or to the weight.
Yeah, I probably.
But
You definitely. It's not like you could dismiss it. Oh, he's short. It's the only reason he's pulling 1,000 pounds.
because the same thing, he can. I think he can bench in the 500s, and he can, or right around 500, and he can squat. You know, it's with reps, but I think he can squat in the 700s too. Like right there next to Dan Green, who is like, you know, and Kevin Oak. He looks like who's the regular dude in the middle between them.
Yeah.
And he beat both of them in the meet. He competed against those guys, and there he is with Pete Rubish too. But
Fuck. That's crazy.
yeah, he's a freak.
So you guys can find all these things on Yuri Belkin's Instagram. It's Belkin_1. That's spelled out _power. Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's what I've been staring
Yeah.
at.
And what is going on with these legit trophies?
Those are made out of nuts and bolts.
Oh man, this won't translate for me.
And as long as we're talking Russian powerlifters, do you follow Zahir on Instagram at all?
I don't actually.
Go to Zahir, just type in Zahir and I can't remember his last name. But you need to follow him.
Is it Kadroyev or?
There he is. Yeah.
On the top right here.
You need to don't click on his posts yet. But have either of you ever read any of his posts?
Yeah, it's always
No.
like kill, die, yeah.
Kill, motherfuck! I'm coming back. It's like it's you'll see people it's a popular thing now. People like copy and paste his text. They put it under their post.
I think
now.
it's that one right there to the left.
This
right?
one?
Is it
I
that
mean,
the
all
one
of them are like that
but
anymore.
That one,
Click on
I
it.
think the caption is.
Yeah.
I'm doing fucking motherfucking kill. Fuck you, 550. You are nothing. I'm fucking now crazy angry that with a G. I like drink my blood.
Like with a lot of exclamation marks.
all caps too.
The coolest part is it's just a picture of him just
leaning on the preacher curl.
But yeah, I mean, he brings like so much intensity when you watch his YouTube videos. Like he is amped up to the max.
I have never.
Click on his most where he's just sitting in the chair flexing.
First thing I have to do is follow this fucking guy.
And I think
This
he's
one?
yeah. Just read that one in his voice. Oh man,
Nope. Crazy comeback. Kill.
And is he Russian though? Isn't he like?
I don't know actually.
I think he's from.
Finland. It says Turku, so is he Turkish, living in Finland?
Yeah, there's
could
something different with him, or like his girlfriend is Finnish or something like that.
Yeah, he doesn't look Finnish.
And I think he squatted like 1,100 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, he
1,200.
I am fuck here today, son. Good lord.
with a bottle of nose tor right in his nose.
But he's put out there a couple times that he's coming for 1,200 pound squat.
Because he was going back.
Really?
This was about a year ago. He was going back and forth between him and Milanichev. They kept breaking the record,
And he's quite a bit lighter.
But
I
yeah,
think,
he's
too.
a lot. I think he's more in that 270 area, and I think he squatted 1050 or 1100 before.
Yeah. But
and it's good depth too. It's not like he's
no.
cutting it really high or anything.
No, his post. I always look forward to it now.
I can't believe I haven't seen this until now.
Yeah.
No,
it's not very good.
No, it's not very good. Come back every day, crazy.
So they always say come back. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like is he? I don't see any.
barriers
I don't
there.
see any injury here that he's rehabbing.
Yeah.
Is that Dan Bell? Who is this? I don't know.
I'm not. That's someone.
It's just another huge bearded man. I like kill, and help people. Spelled P-I-P-U-L. Just like you would pronounce it. People.
Sometimes I wonder if he's doing this on purpose because he knows it's funny, or if it's really just.
If this is like some sort of weird powerlifting Borat.
Yeah. The Borat.
We're bringing it back. That's fantastic. He is.
Yeah.
Just search for Zahir. Whatever. Look for Zahir with a lot of letters after that. He's got 32,000 followers, so
That's a good follow.
yeah, that's a really good follow. Jesus. So, guys, we have big news. We actually have our first legitimate sponsor of the podcast. We've made a lot of jokes before about how we're sponsored by diabetes,
Reebok.
Nike.
I think Nissan has had a cameo appearance.
A lot of Fortune 500
Yeah,
companies.
yeah, chronic wasting disease. But no, we actually this week's episode and a few to follow are sponsored by StrongFit. You can find them at strongfit.com. But they have they make a couple of products aside from their seminars, which it's kind of on my bucket list is to go to one of Julian. It's Julian Pinot is kind of Mr. StrongFit, but we're most familiar with their sandbags, and we use them. Tanner, you've pretty much suffered under the sandbag a handful of times. Mm-hmm. You want to describe what that feels like?
It is funny. You made that meme we had out a while back where it was it the last episode of
It was what was it? It was the big battle scene in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I don't want to say too much, but it was a big battle scene from Game of Thrones
in which one is getting smothered.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much exactly what carries with the bag
it
is
felt like 100,000 men it feels like 100,000 men are surrounding you and collapsing your lungs in on yourself. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
But it's just like the breathing is so to do a carry, a front carry where you're kind of, I'd call it hugging the sandbag is a pretty common one exercise that people do with it, and we've done that quite a bit. And that's what it feels like. It's just so hard to breathe. The whole time you're carrying it, it's like a mental battle.
Yeah.
It's so mental. It's a lot more mental than other.
Because even when we did it back, we're like, I'll dump the bag finally. I'll drop it, and I know that I wasn't like muscularly fatigued. It wasn't like I unable to take one more step or couldn't possibly hang on any longer. I just was a bitch.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is you pretty much fight that quit the whole time. But these bags are badass. I don't know. They come in all sorts of sizes. We got a 180, which is good.
Which is pretty heavy.
Good for carrying for us. I mean, I wouldn't want to carry a whole lot heavier than that, but they sure go heavier. But they make them basically from a 60-pound bag all the way up to a 260 plus pounds. I see Julian lifting one here that says 400 pounds on it,
which that's hard to even comprehend.
Yeah.
I can't even.
More than double the size of that 180 that we have.
I would just sleep on it. That's all I do.
That's all that's good for.
But no, the bags are awesome. They hold up really great. They're made extremely well. We beat the shit out of ours. It's thrown in and out of my pickup. We take it out to the track. We've thrown it down at the gym.
Yeah, lots of drops too. That's
lots of drops. Yeah, they have a video here too.
We do some overhead. We have a lot of guys that try to press it overhead, which is hard.
Fuck yeah, it is.
With that odd object, and it's a sandbag, so nothing stays where you like. It's not a barbell.
Yeah.
But we drop it from there, and it's like nothing even is happening to it.
They have a video here of them drop testing with a 220-pound bag. I don't know how high this is. Probably
the worst part of this drop test would be the guy that is having to carry that up the stairs.
You're right. That's all the whole time. I'm just like, man, that poor bastard.
Yeah.
So this is a 220-pound bag. Yeah, 15-foot drop.
And it doesn't do anything.
Nada.
But yeah, I don't know. They hold up really well. I think unless you dropped it on like a fucking knife.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Something really sharp could cut it.
But I mean, like regular use, carrying it, dragging it, dropping it, throwing it, like. And these are not. I highly recommend go to strongfit.com. But these are not like the types of sandbags that you're gonna see at like a YMCA. These aren't like the rucking style sandbags.
It's not the light.
These aren't
skinny,
like little 50-pound. Put a sandbag and walk up some stairs.
No, you can't do anything easy with them. There's nothing you could do with them that's easy.
Basically,
because just picking them up sucks.
Yeah,
and we have a lot of stones in the gym too. So this is kind of it's somewhat similar to stone training, but you don't have to shred. You don't shred up your forearms every time you touch one.
And it's a little less of a process. You're not moving mats down to drop them. You could pick up and load the sandbag, or you could just, get it, lap it, stand it. But there's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. They're a lot of fun. I've used them a lot. I hate them so much, but they're a really, really, really good tool. And if you want to tinker with stones, like, it's a lot less fucking around to have a soft bag that you can lift instead of some big rugged hunk of concrete. So you can find all these at strongfit.com. Also, I would highly recommend, if you want to Google search for Julian Pinot StrongFit, listen to pretty much every podcast he's ever been on, and you probably won't regret it. So, but yeah, that's it for StrongFit. We'll cover a little more on that next week, I'm sure.
I would recommend, if you're going to use that, maybe have a partner, because of the mental strength that it takes to keep
you'll
going.
quit.
Yeah, you just want to quit.
Yeah.
But if if you're bad, if you can go back and forth with someone, two people will go a lot farther each individually than they each would on their own, for sure.
Yeah, like, because I had it by myself for a while. I think I had it before. Did I have that bag well before I had started with Massenomics? I think so.
I can't remember.
I
know you had it and it was relatively new.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might have gotten it like right around that time frame.
But I basically couldn't do a fucking thing with it. And then you kind of see, like, all right, this person could go this far.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
And then you gut it out a little bit. But yeah, they're great. I highly recommend them.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
I really like them too, because they're sponsoring our podcast. So big props on that.
Yeah. We actually approached them about it mainly because we dig the product. So
yeah.
We'll get a few more of them in, and we'll do. It's kind of a much tamer way to train the stones. We'd had a couple ladies down there. Was it Friday night? Playing with the stones, but all we have is the 70 and then the 120. Mm-hmm. And if you're capable of like 110 pound stone lift, we don't have that.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to hang on to a bag.
Did they all get the 120 then? Or
all but one. Allie was really, 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 really close.
Did anyone try the 180?
Do we have a 180?
Yeah, there's a 180.
Okay, no,
there's a 180 and then a 200.
We went straight to the 200.
Okay.
They didn't have a chance at the 200.
Yeah.
But they wanted to try.
Next time, roll the 180 out though.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit better stepping stone.
Maybe I'll just have them do the 180 bag.
Yeah, that would actually be easier at that point
instead. But
what about our next? I've got my sack. With me.
I forgot about that.
We could do the.
We should probably get some sort of like really clever
music,
music for this our recurring bit. Tanner, what's in your sack?
All right, is this what we did with Ryan last week? Since you're gone, Tommy, is he closed his eyes and I pulled out from what's within my sack and set it in his hand, and he described what he was feeling.
Okay.
So does one of you two want to do that? Actually, both of you could. I have enough. I have enough stuffed in my sack today that I could put it in both your guys' hands.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, eyes closed?
Yeah, closed.
All right. Do I need one hand out or two?
You can each put one hand out like that. But just wait a second. It's a deep sack.
Now, because I wasn't here last week, is this stuff lifting related, or is this just anything?
As of now, but
now.
I can see that we're probably going to run out of things to stuff in my sack, so we'll, that could change.
I'm hearing some clanging.
Is this the new PlayStation VR?
Oh, yeah.
Surprise. Okay. And now I'm going to place it in your hands.
Are we each going to have our own?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What do you guys feel?
Okay, I think I know what this is just because I think you've told me before.
Feel washers.
It feels like washers, but I'm pretty sure that these are the pound or 2 pound plates.
Yeah, they are.
Fractional.
Changed. Yeah. Okay. Aha.
Who makes these?
These are made by The Friendly Swede. You can find them on Amazon.com. And what this set is, it's 2 1-pound plates, 2 3/4 pounders, 2 half pounders, and 2 1/4 pounders. So it's 5 pounds total. We just got these in to the gym, and I don't know, they're like $30 or $40 or something. They're not very expensive. And
now you can hit those good even numbers.
well, yeah. So my question, I got them for the gym because they're cheap and whatever. Some people might like to use them,
And because we kind of just buy like whatever exists in the world.
yeah, I just like
If it's a thing that you can have in your gym, we have it.
right. So I wanted to get your guys' take on these things, like what you think their place is, or if they even should exist, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think they should because, well, I mean, first of all, it lets you like kind of chip
Actually be
things
precisely
where
precise with your program.
Yeah, if you want to take, because right now we have to go by 5-pound jumps, so it lets you do that. Otherwise, the other thing too is because we don't have a full set of kilo plates, this does let you hit the exact kilo steps of what you. I mean, it lets you emulate a meet setting as close as possible without having kilo plates in.
Yeah, that was my two things that I thought too. Number one, a lot of us do percentage based training, which doesn't come out to 400 pounds or 405 pounds or 410 pounds. We just round it to that all the time. But now it would give you the option to actually do what you're programmed.
And it's probably not as big of a deal on the training days. I can see the biggest benefit to being like a heavy single when you can't tell when it's like, if you're benching, like I had the other day, like 335. I think it was actually like maybe 334 or 333, but I'm like, I'm going to go for the 335. But if it was, if I wasn't feeling quite right, I could go to the exact thing rather than bumping it up or down 5 pounds if I wanted to.
And for training for a meet, if you want to actually take those weights, just like you said, we don't have a gym full of kilo plates, so now you can still get to those numbers.
And the investment is minimal, so
very minimal.
Yeah, the green ones are kind of cool.
Quality wise, they're basically what Tyler said he was feeling. That's what they are. Is they're giant metal washers. Yeah. These could even be, if they would have been originally purposed for that, and they just painted them and engraved them. That could be. Yeah,
that could be exactly it.
The paint will probably wear off pretty quickly, I'm guessing, by the looks of it, and that does not matter to me. So
yeah. If it matters to you, you're probably listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
And Tyler, what are your thoughts on, our perspective is usually powerlifting, but what are your thoughts for these in Olympic weightlifting?
I'm sure there's probably, I'm so reckless with the weights that I use.
Yeah.
Like nothing I do really ever makes any sense. So like, so I'll like only go up in 20-pound increments until I'm at like, at my PR. That's great radio. We're just clanging metal on our microphones. But yeah, it would be nice to. I might get PRs more than once every fucking 9 months. Yeah, I think that'd be great. At least, hit a couple pounds instead of only jumping 5. Like for my wife, she just hit a snatch PR the other day, and was it yesterday? But for her, going up only 5 or 10 pounds, if that's really your only two options, it's kind of a high percentage of your, when the numbers aren't that high.
If your snatch is 100 pounds.
Yeah, jump
10
into
pounds
105.
is 10%.
Yeah, 105 or 110 is a lot. That's a big jump.
5 or 10%.
Yeah, which is
a big, that is.
Yeah, so this way, and then you can feel like you're hitting bigger numbers, and you don't have to. I don't know. I get that shock with Olympic lifting where when I'll add like 10 pounds on and I pull it off the floor, try to move fast, and it just feels like I put 75 pounds on, and it just doesn't move. This way, like I believe if you're working and you add 2 pounds onto the thing, like you may be able to just do that 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds, and without really feeling the change.
Forever. You don't have a 50-pound PR.
Until you're snatching 700 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. I like I said, though, I just fucking pile weight on it until I start missing, and then I get mad and act like a child.
Like, geared powerlifters, they... more old school powerlifting, a lot of them, you'll hear them talk about how they basically, anything less than a 25 doesn't exist to them. Like, everything they're doing is either a plate or a 25.
Yeah. What was I hearing the other day? Someone was saying, like, when we come up, we just threw 45s on.
Yeah.
It was 135, and then when you were strong enough to go to 225, you did that. And then when you got to 315, you did that. Probably not the ideal way to train. We wouldn't recommend that.
You wouldn't think.
But I can understand, some argument for these being a useful tool, and also I could kind of understand if someone said that doesn't serve much purpose to me. I mean, I could see
Yeah.
that too.
Just man up and get the 5 pound.
Yeah,
PR.
like that's a comment. That's what the take a lot of people would have on it. I think
Some of the things, though, I suppose
this one also doubles as a wedding band for Tyler.
for me, banana hands. I suppose there's like a, I don't know, like your program, like those percentages do kind of matter. So if
They're
you're
there for a
going
reason.
5 pounds over or 4 pounds over what it is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, stick to it. Try that first.
Right. Yeah, if you're going 3 pounds over every rep and you're doing 25 reps that day, that's 75 more pounds. And over the course of 10 weeks, that's 750 pounds.
Yeah.
So maybe that makes a difference,
I don't know. But for what they cost, they're,
yeah.
yeah.
This-
You're better off having them than not.
Yeah, that goes more to your point of we just want to have all the things.
All of them.
Yeah. This is just another one of the things.
That's why we still have those Ivanko calibrated plates.
Yep.
I have been putting the collars to use the way they were meant to be used for arm curls. And they look great when you're curling with Ivanko calibrated kilo collars holding the plates on. And I feel good doing it too.
I'll be taking a trip here, so our next 2, hopefully 3 episodes are going to be coming from the great state of California.
Are you gonna get gay married while you're out there?
I think I might as well I'm gonna gay marry some legal marijuana while I'm there. But no, it should be great. I don't want to screw the pooch or jinx it and announce the guests yet, but I'm super fucking excited about them. So after this week, our next 2 weeks will be pretty kick ass. At least with some guests that I'm really happy. Not that I'm not happy about having you guys on every week.
I mean, there's only so much we can do.
Yeah,
Though.
we did like almost fully replace Tommy with Ryan though.
Last week,
Yeah.
You
I
almost
got
lost
voted
your
off.
spot.
Well,
Yeah.
we kind of just pretended he was you for a while.
Oh yeah. Understandably. So.
He just couldn't. His hair game. It's really what kept you in it was the hair.
We asked him who the better looking DeFay is, and he kind of came to the conclusion that it's really depends on personal preference. What more you're into.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Did we have some questions from the hotline?
Yeah,
Tanner?
we do. We had a little Q&A out on Instagram that I posted here just before we came in, and I got a couple questions for us.
A lovely shot of the home base.
Yeah, a really cool photo. It's another one of those photos that does a good job of making it look even cooler than it really is.
That's what Tommy's so good at.
Yep. Question 1. Speaking of Ryan, he got in on the questioning. When are we getting a tanning bed? And I guess we were just talking about how we want all the things, but I'm not sure if a tanning bed fits into that.
Okay, what about a spray tan booth
I would be
then?
totally on board if we had a tanning bed at the gym.
I could see
that's,
the gym having a
cleanlin-
tanning
yeah.
bed and people using it, but like you're about to say,
Yeah.
the cleanliness thing would be
Just wipe it down when you're done.
Yeah, but people
You're
don't
also
listen
gonna,
to that.
but you're also gonna wipe it down before you get in it.
Yeah,
So like,
well, you
it's
would
gonna,
hope.
it's
You would
gonna,
hope.
it's gonna probably happen.
yeah. You think that you just say, well, just wipe it down when you get done, and you think most people would think that way, but I don't know. People would be like, oh, I'm in a hurry. I'll just.
I also
knock it out."
envision there just being so many pubes.
I was gonna say so much hair will be in that.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, Larry! Again.
I mean, I don't even really want to get a refrigerator because I'm worried about the.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a
yeah.
refrigerator there.
No,
either.
because people have brought that up, and I'm always like, I'm gonna be the
keep
one
your
that's
food at home.
I'm gonna be the one that's ultimately gets stuck messing with that. So I
Yeah.
don't really want that.
I
mean, I would like to have I would maybe like to have that and put a few things in it, but I just know the
There's
path
still
of
like
it.
an odd number of bottles that stick around in the gym with liquid in them for months on end.
I never know if it's like.
someone who's in the room right then.
Well, I'm just always like, God, is someone using this, or should I throw it in the garbage? And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you ever figure that out.
I don't. Think
Here's what you do is you have it. Here's what we do at the CrossFit gym because it's a huge problem there because people are in and out, so many in a day, and we just they'll sit there, and if they're there for so long, they go to this shelf, and about every
transient shelf.
3 to 4 months, it gets announced. It's written on the board, everything that like in this many days, all of these water bottles are getting thrown away. Then what happens is, past that day, they're considered garbage, and then I take them home. And then I have all these water bottles that then I lose or leave there until
the water bottle cycle continues.
I do think, though, I would love to have a tanning bed at the gym. I tried talking my wife into getting one here.
I would imagine you could get a used one for not a huge sum
I
of money.
found one about 30 miles from here. And it was used, and it was like $400 or $500. I was like, "Fuck!" I said, "Megan, we got."
What do the bulbs cost for those things then?
That's probably the
It
highest.
adds up, and you could probably. I mean, you're not using it like a commercial one, so like,
Right.
you could buy bulbs and probably. I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Hypothetically
Just so you know.
speaking,
But
we're going to
I-
be using it less than the average tanning.
But you would use it way less than a tanning
Yeah.
bed if it was in my house. Like, it wouldn't be running all day. So I'm sure if I bought bulbs, they'd be good for like
Yeah.
a super long time.
And we're hitting this. Everyone at the gym's pretty fair skinned, you could say, and we're hitting this time of the year when it's
Weird.
dark for like 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
I could take a little shot of vitamin D once or
Light
twice
D.
a week. Yeah. For a few minutes even.
That's true.
I'd be down for
Yeah.
that.
So I tried talking my wife into it, and she fought me kicking and screaming on it. And it was going to be in this room, actually. So
So she
We could have used that as the light. Like, we could have just set it off in the
We don't
corner
need
and
studio
opened it.
lights, so
Yeah.
you can
that
just
actually would have been great.
We'll just sit here with the tanning bed goggles on the whole time.
Question: do you wear the goggles?
No.
No, I've been to tanning bed once in my life, and
Yeah.
I did not wear
Yeah.
it.
I only had 2 phases in my life when I ever went tanning. Once I was
One
like,
where you did the Playboy sticker,
nope.
sunburnt on
Once,
your
I don't know why I did it. I was like 18 or 19 years old, and we had a lot of free time. And a friend of ours worked at the tanning bed place, so it wasn't costing us like a lot of money. And we may or may not have smoked a little bit of pot during those days. So that's like what we would do after work is we'd just get barbecued and then go to the tanning
Get
bed.
barbecued.
And it was great because you'd have back then they had like a CD player in the room. You didn't wear
really?
headphones, because this was fucking
You're
13,
old.
14,
You're old.
14, 15 years ago.
Existed.
Yeah, so you'd bring in like your booklet of CDs, and you'd put one in the little boombox, and it was quite relaxing.
Yeah.
And then I did it again before I went to Mexico, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. Get that base tan.
Got that base tan in. It wasn't very helpful, so I didn't do it any of the other times I go on vacation. But
Yeah. So that's the answer to that, Ryan. Question 2 from Big Shane wants to know, will there be New Year's Pilates classes available?
For anyone over looking to turn over a new leaf going into this new year, possibly.
Yeah. I'm going to say no to that one, too.
We can't afford the instructor at this time.
That's
Do any of you guys actually know what Pilates is?
No, I don't.
Really.
Does
in my
anyone know what
In my
Pilates is?
brain, I picture people like flexing with like or stretching with like some type of like
there, like-
ribbon or something.
I picture those really really poofy socks that come up to your knees, and then like spandex
I think,
leotards.
okay, so there's like, my understanding is there's some sort of wacky apparatus.
It looks like it's just yoga.
This is a yoga picture.
Go to images. Like,
Here you go.
Oh yeah. Okay, it kind of has
Developed by Joseph Pilates.
It kind of has that Chuck Norris thing incline.
total body gym.
Yeah, press doesn't have the little handles, and you're like on a board moving around.
I don't like this explanation of Pilates. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's
find
too-
one that
seems
fits
too
my.
scientific.
It's very thorough.
Maybe just images.
See, just the
A special
Just the-
apparatus.
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
I want to see the special apparatus.
Yeah, just go to images once and see
Alright,
what
let's do this.
we got there.
what in the fuck
We're
is
getting like a
this?
range of apparatus.
I don't even understand.
Okay, that one on the left there, middle left, that's probably
This
what
is
it
it.
is.
Yeah, so this is what I see, and it basically looks like some sort of jacked up Nordic track meets. It's like a Nordic track meets the Chuck Norris Total Gym.
Which some people would probably say fitness perfection.
That's all I want. So that's what Pilates is. Shane,
No.
probably not.
Yeah, we'll strap you
Sometimes
in.
meets sex swing at times.
What in the fuck? This
Yeah, that
isn't real.
one's-
This isn't. That is real. That's a thing. Okay, don't guys. I highly recommend do a Google image search for Pilates. And then don't do Pilates. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Don't need that in your life.
No.
So Shane, no.
Nope, not going to do
Not
that.
happening.
Not going to be available. Next question from Jake. When is there going to be a Massenomics sponsored powerlifting meet? I'm taken aback by there being a real question, first of all.
What the hell is this?
So I'm a little thrown off here.
I guess let's shift gears for Jake
Yeah.
now.
I guess we have an
Talk about
actual
something
conversation
seriously.
about things.
Back to reality.
I would say that's something that could happen eventually.
We've talked about it.
I don't know. I can't throw out a timeline on that
I
specifically.
would guess that we would have instead first like a super fun pretendo meet.
Yeah.
You know, we'd probably
that
do
will probably
first.
happen.
Yeah.
At some point. I don't know about the actual meet that would be farther down the road, and there's that possibility's out there. But I think that super fun.
Mock meet.
Yeah, that definitely will probably happen.
Yeah.
And that would be a thing where like really anybody that's kind of mostly on the team can sure come and give it a
You know,
whirl.
Yeah.
a great excuse to get together with the guys, wear your singlet for an afternoon
And an evening.
and an evening.
We should probably still have some sort of prize to the winner yet, but
Well, we're all winners though.
everybody's the winner.
So in this case, you celebrate it with a keg. at the
Speaking of
end.
that, I don't know if we had talked about this. We're now getting all our trophies set up down at the gym. Like all the members have their trophies, and my trophy for the state strongman first place is for sure the weakest fucking trophy down there, sitting next to
sucks.
Tanner's like three
Oh,
or
yeah,
four.
yeah.
You won the exact same title. Like, was it 3 or 4 times, and got like at least a decent sized badass trophy.
It got downgraded this
And
year.
they downgraded it to a fucking like a show choir trophy
My 5-year-old son comes into the gym every once in a while
and makes fun of it.
and he knows that that's Tyler's trophy. And
look at that
he'll ask me, he'll be like, Dad, why does Tyler's trophy look like that? And I always get a kick out of that. And then he,
because Tyler does CrossFit.
Yeah.
That's
That's what happens.
and Jack's under this understanding that if me and him win trophies and medals together, so they're ours. So I tell him that's why we chose not to win a trophy that day. So he knows that we didn't want one of those.
they're so bad too that like I was sure that they just brought us the wrong trophies.
No, and all of the last 5 years in a row, they've had
the exact
good
same
trophies.
trophy.
Yeah,
but
good trophies.
It's a good trophy.
yeah, one that that's not awkward to receive.
You can say it that one that you shouldn't be ashamed that you have won. And it's for like a thing that's kind of a badass thing to win.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
God, yeah, that's some bullshit. I'm glad it's down there instead of in my fucking house.
But we are getting a pretty good collection of medals and trophies in there, which
We got a lot of badasses down there. I guess.
there's a lot of bad MFs. What about we put on our strongman competition this summer, and we gave out real similar trophies to not to the shitty ones, but to the decent ones they put out in the
I
past.
don't think I've even seen those yet.
They're
there.
Are they
they're
down
there.
Yeah,
Mine
mine's
and
there,
yours are
yours-
both
yeah.
there.
Oh, I probably just assumed
they're
they
just
were.
the same.
Okay.
They look the same.
They're
as
all the
those.
same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's only
We have like 15 of those same trophies up
trophy.
there.
Okay.
There's only like one weightlifting related trophy that
Yeah,
I think
there's-
is made for the most part.
Yeah, like commonly
Yeah.
made that you'd go to your average trophy store and find.
Bodybuilding stuff.
we've got a lot of
other
those.
things, but this one because it's like a lifting and moving thing. They all look just like that.
Yeah.
So I wondered, we've got some ideas of what we could give out for trophies next year.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do you think about
we
that?
haven't talked about that yet, had we? On
No,
here?
no.
So yeah, so what I think we're going to do next year is we have a company in town. Maybe if I mention them on the podcast, they'll do this work for us for free. Totally Tubular Manufacturing. They have like a water jet machine that'll cut.
That massages
Like
your back.
It would massage the shit out of your back, but it'll cut through like anything, like steel, rock, whatever, like laser precision. And we want to get the iconic Massenomics M done into like a 45-pound plate for the first place was a 35 for second and a 25 for third.
Yeah, something like that.
And we hadn't decided if we'd want to go as far as also like, painting them like a glossy gold and silver and bronze, which would be pretty badass. Mm-hmm. But that'd be the baddest trophy I'd ever won, for sure.
It's just a matter of what you do with it then. Like,
imagine if you just had that thing sitting on your shelf, though. Yeah. That'd be the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah, it would.
So I think that's probably what we're going to do next year. It's price-wise, it's not that bad,
No.
The plates, we'll buy cheap plates. And,
yeah.
So that'll be a cool trophy.
Yeah, for sure. The other one that I think is kind of cool is you have those Ibanco, that 50 kilo medal, which
from
looks really sweet.
An APF meet that I did last year. The medals.
Our
50 kilogram Ibanco plate.
Like this.
It's that,
but then it is just an exact replica of an Ibanco.
That 50 kilogram Ibanco plate.
And it even says Ibanco, which seems like it wouldn't be allowed. And
it's a really heavy metal too. It's
really,
it's cool. Really cool plates.
That one's cool. I always forget that exists until I see it at your house. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
is that down at the gym yet?
That I did put one of those in there. Yeah, there's one hanging there now that I just put in the other day. I didn't want to bring too much of my I wanted to bring a few of my own things because I wanted to encourage other people to bring theirs, but I didn't want to just go ahead and bring like all of my things. And
Tanner's 6th grade like spelling bee trophy,
the biggest D bag in the world, So now there's a good mixture of a lot of different people have brought in their stuff. So I've brought a few others of my own now that I don't feel quite so stupid about putting in there.
Still to this day, the biggest trophy I've ever won was the city 6th grade spelling bee trophy. That fucking thing is like this big.
Are you a good speller to this day?
Yeah, I am.
At a 6th grade level?
At a 6th grade level, I'd
You'd still do really good.
I'd still probably win that B. But I think that probably belongs down at Massenomics too.
I don't know why not.
What else do we got on our Q&A here?
I think there's one more question here, if I can get to that. Instagram's always changing things. They're making it hard for me to know what these buttons do anymore. Let's see, what do we got here? All right, back to not serious things.
Oh, okay, fine. Our comfort zone again.
Those of you listening, you may or may not be familiar with Big Shane, but if you follow us on Instagram, you're definitely familiar with him. He's the guy at the end of most of the videos I put on there. He's the guy that's throwing down a flex, a real big flex at the very end. But another viewer wanted to know, when will Big Shane's full posing routine be available to watch on our YouTube channel? That's kind of a joking question, but kind of serious too.
Yeah, I could see this turning into like an ebook and all types of stuff.
Yeah. I do think we're probably going to see a lot of posing from Shane when we go to the Arnold.
Oh yeah,
I would actually love to see that in a crowd of people. Like there was the kind of the internet meme a while ago of planking when people just face down on the ground. I could just see this turn into a thing where you just have Shane flexing in a crowd of people and people have to walk around him.
Shane would just post up in the middle of line.
So that could happen at some point in time. You could see I would like to see a full routine of his. Yeah. He could hit all his signature poses.
Yeah.
He is pretty good. He knows his posing.
I think he could probably chain a few together.
I don't think Shane's posing is anything that he's done without practice.
Oh no.
It's pretty fucking
and
legit.
You can't watch Pumping Iron that many times and just not naturally absorb that knowledge.
No.
So.
Did he say, was it on the podcast or were we talking in person when he said how many times he's watched Pumping Iron?
Oh, I just
talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, it's like hundreds and hundreds of times because he watched it every day.
There's a stretch where he would literally watch it every day.
Yeah.
Massenomics podcast has replaced some of that
little bit.
That time slot for
Not
him.
completely, I'm sure, but
that's great.
So that was about the end of the questioning. Those of you that didn't
was there
write questions,
any additional comments there?
That was.
I think that was it.
I think.
Okay.
Well, maybe next time we post a question, if any of you assholes would actually, participate.
Your guys' lost though, because did you guys know what the best question award, what the prize was for this best question?
What is
Tyler, were you familiar?
I was not familiar.
Okay. You hadn't seen the post then. Do a little reading and see if it comes to you.
Oh my God, I didn't read that far. Damn it. So who wins the best question?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Jake because he asked one real question,
One real
and
question?
it's kind of fun every once in a while to get a realish question.
So we're gonna reward people asking real questions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jake, I'll send you a signed and used pair of my tidy whities.
Things are about to get very real.
Like used as in like post squat workout used.
All right. I won't wash them either. We also had did you notice when I was in Mexico, your wife was inquiring about making sure she got you some shorts for Christmas? Did you see that?
Yeah. Short shorts was the topic, right?
They're coming back, right?
Oh,
we're cool.
absolutely.
Everyone's
Yeah,
cool with
yeah.
short shorts here.
I am, yeah.
good.
Especially, I we could talk in the gym or out the gym, but inside the gym, I'm all about. I do not want shorts on my knees.
No, I can't
Functionality
handle
is
it.
just...
Yeah.
I can't handle it. Once you're comfortable in a pair of Ranger panties, there's no turning back.
The world's your oyster.
Man, it's just when I was in Mexico, there's so many dudes wearing thongs.
They've taken it to a whole nother level, huh?
And like Speedos, to where like
So then did
me
you...
putting on some just stupid short shorts is not weird.
Yeah.
Because I still had maybe like the fifth longest pair of shorts.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there was not
You haven't
many people that
you
had
haven't
longer
gotten
shorts than I.
Full European yet?
Not yet. I don't know that I could go that far. But
Yeah, I wouldn't be about a thong, but short shorts.
I don't know. They're so freeing.
Yeah, and what did you say? What do the long shorts make you look like?
They make you look like a dwarf. If you're
Yeah.
like if you're an adult man and you're wearing shorts
Yeah.
below your knees, unless it's like, I don't know, maybe like gym shorts for sure. If you're wearing gym shorts below your knee, you look like a child. But I did, like when I started working out, this is all I had was basketball shorts.
Yeah, basketball
they run,
shorts
they
is
run
what
so
you
long. Too.
Yeah. So that was what but then when I started doing CrossFit and shit, it was like, well, you can't squat in these things. They're always in the way, and you can't,
You just like wonder, why am I buying all this
literally
extra fabric?
every month my shorts, I keep
Creep
buying
up.
shorts that are shorter and shorter, and wear the long ones less and less. So,
Yep.
yeah, we're bringing it
So
back.
you're saying that Speedo's not out of the picture then?
Imagine like the range of motion you'd have squatting in a Speedo.
You could probably tuck your legs behind your head, Tyler.
I would
I
not.
wouldn't be tucking anything anywhere.
I would not want to be spotting anyone in doing that.
It wouldn't be weird as long as both dudes were wearing Speedos. Or maybe that
Yeah.
definitely would make it weird.
No,
Yeah.
I think they cancel each other out at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just normal then.
So, well, that's going to do it. We're going to be... What else? First, I got to give the preemptive, ask Tanner if there's anything else he wants to talk about.
I can't really think of anything else. That was. I don't have anything yet, so I'll wait till we
So
really.
I'll move on.
I'm not just gonna do it now. I'm gonna wait till we really start to wrap things up.
Yeah.
So this is going to be it for a couple weeks in the studio here. We'll knock out a couple episodes over the road next week, and
you won't hear us. You won't hear Tommy and myself
till after Christmas.
It could be 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah,
Could be 2017.
I don't want to get all our listeners to just cancel their subscription by hearing that.
We probably should.
There's a lot of pressure on me to not fuck this up then. So,
well, let's put it this way: there's going to be people more interesting than us on every time. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
So, well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for listening. You can make sure you go to Massenomics.com, scroll to the bottom of the page. If you're watching, way down here, you can sign up for the email newsletter. Up at the top, you can go to the store. You can buy shirts, hats, all the new gear. That numero uno pre-order is still in the works.
That should be able to not be
to
called
you.
a pre-order pretty soon here. It can just be
coming to
called
A regular
a
order.
regular old order. So
That's fantastic.
yeah.
So buy yourself some shit. Make sure you go to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook page. Subscribe to the Massenomics YouTube channel, please. What else? That covers most of it. You can find me on Instagram at Tyler Effenstone. That's Tyler EFFIN Stone. Tommy?
You can find me on Instagram at tomahawk_D.
I'm on Instagram at Massenomics.
And anywhere else?
Ooh, God! I've really been scrambling the last few weeks to think of things that I haven't said of that, and I don't know.
Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle. Okay. I like I guess if I can't think of anything else, I kind of like to go back to Grinder at Massenomics on Grinder because that's about the funniest one to
Did
me.
you
is
say
to
Massenomics or Assonomics?
yeah, either one.
Do you guys remember our very first episode when I signed out? That was what I said.
Yeah.
I was like,
Assonomics.
thanks for the Assonomics. I'm like, fuck. I'm fired. So
to say.
they haven't fired me yet. That'll do it. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody, and stay strong.
Later.
See ya.
You just heard the Massenomics podcast. With your ears. You're welcome. Check us out on Facebook, find us on Instagram at Massenomics, and make sure you visit Massenomics.com and buy some of that sweet Massenomics gear. From your friends at Massenomics Studio, home of the world's strongest podcast, stay strong.